I love my dad. So we're going to talk about the new Patton Oswalt movie. So I'm cutting this part of the video out again for my YouTube channel. I Love My Dad, which is directed by James Morosini, who also stars and writes in this, who writes the screenplay for this film. This is I can't believe this. This is wild. I Love My Dad is a film about a hopelessly estranged father who catfishes his son in an attempt to reconnect with him. This is a true story from James. That's what made this film so shocking. This film is a black comedy in all the ways possible. This film gets so dark and uncomfortable. And this is Patton Oswald, he's a father who just doesn't understand how to connect with his son. He's been a deadbeat basically his whole life. He doesn't mean to be bad, but he's just a schlub. And then he wants to have this connection, but his son, after a recent suicide attempt, just decides I need to cut my father out completely from my life. I can't have anything to do with this guy because all he's been is terrible through my life. Patton Oswalt decides to basically be a girl, and oh my God, it gets so creepy so quick. It's, they're on dating apps, and then they start texting, and then they go further, and then Patton Oswalt goes further, and it just keeps going downhill. And the whole time I'm like, it's a horror film where I'm watching it. I'm like, please stop, please stop, please let the lie be revealed here. Please let the lie be revealed here. And you're just, oh, it's so uncomfortable. But it's so expertly written. It's so intentionally that way. Patton Oswalt is excellent as this guy that you just can't help but root for, even though he's terrible, and he's terrible, and he's awful. But he's trying. He's trying to be in this kid's life, but he's just screwing up in every way possible. And he can't help himself. This is the type of guy he is. He's great in the film. Just an absolutely great, comedic, dramatic performance from Patton Oswalt that I didn't know that he had. James Morosini is really good in the film. Rachel Dratch from SNL from the early 2000s has just hysterical lines throughout the film. Lil Rel Howery is also really good in this film. Yeah, this film had a lot going for it. Like I said, I was so uncomfortable watching the movie. And then when I read after that this movie was based on a real situation that happened with James and his actual dad, it just it was this really weird, therapeutic, creepy / weird / insane that I was so immersed in this movie, and it was just it left me so weird. This was a movie that very similar, if you've seen a movie with Robin Williams called The World's Greatest Dad, it has the very same amount of dark comedy in it about parenthood, about growing up, about raising a teenager, about suicide. It's this really dark film, and that's what I found with this film. I found it to be unnervingly effective in everything that it tried, and it was a really solid, entertaining film that I never want to revisit, and yet I kind of want to revisit, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since I've seen it. So I Love My Dad. It's available to rent on VOD, possibly buy. I haven't checked it out for sure if it's still available or if it's available to buy yet, but check it out. It's a wild film. I Love My Dad. I'm giving it 3.5 out of 4 stars. Just absolutely crazy. Can't recommend it enough. And at the same time, I don't want anyone to endure this movie. But yeah, so that's my review of I Love My Dad.